Welcome back. Let's look at the first objective. What is the first objective which we have set is build and configure secure, scalable VPC environments in two regions, Mumbai and Singapore. Okay, and these are the prerequisites I believe you already have uh, created and configured, right? I don't have to go to the scenario again. So, um, yeah, so the first task is to create the VPCs, right? So, and then thereafter create a subnet. Okay. So what we're gonna do is that we start by creating two VPCs here. Okay. For production workloads, CIDR with whatever the CIDR is, and another one in Singapore. So let's get Excel as well. Okay. All right. So let's start with naming convention for both the environments. Let's say I have this production and dev. Right. Let me put this as prod for production and dev, the simpler naming convention. Then region, what region it should be in? Mumbai, and this is Singapore. So we need to be very careful which region we're going to make it up, right? So this becomes your, okay, so let me make this one. So that we have prod and environment ready. Okay. In the sense, just for the naming, it's just for the data right now. Okay, name VPC name, right? We'll see what VPC name we should have, and then VPC CIDR block. So we'll have, let's say for Mumbai, probably we'll have 10.0.0 slash 16, and for Singapore we'll have 10.1.0 slash. So what we're doing is that we kind of creating all the prerequisites ready before we get into creating all the components or the services. All right. So that becomes your my CIDR block. Also going to, yeah. So as I said, one in the Mumbai region, right? Workload with this CIDR, and another one in Singapore for dev and testing, right? So we'll have two VPCs. We'll name them, and then under each VPC, you'll have three subnet layers. Okay. Public subnet, private subnet, and private DB subnet. So let me also we'll do that later. All right. So let's first thing first. So I've created two region just for the sake of our diagram, right? Okay. So in the region, so this becomes my Mumbai region, right? So let me name this as a Mumbai here. I don't know how complex it will look like, but I want to do this so that it will be easier for you folks. Okay. Yeah. So it just becomes Mumbai. Then we can copy this and sorry, I think sorry. Yeah. So this becomes my Singapore. So, so so we're going to create two VPCs underneath these two regions. Let's go and create two VPCs here, right? Let me save this first so that it will be here in my project challenge folder. Okay. Yeah. Architecture project challenge architecture. Sorry, diagram. Okay. This becomes my LD, hopefully. All right, so let's go and create a VPC now. Okay, all right, so let's also have two VPCs now. sorry, one VPC. Let's create, so this becomes my VPC here. Okay, so this is my VPC in Mumbai, and same way we have to create in Singapore as well. Okay. All right, so this becomes my region. Ooh, excellent. Now, yeah, so let's get straight away and start building up. Let's create Mumbai VPC, right? And what name you want to give? Let's say because it's a prod environment, so let's just name as a Control Shift Prod VPC. Okay. And for dev, we'll come back to that later, right? What with the CID where this is done, right? Then later we'll create a public subnet thereafter. So let's go ahead and create Mumbai VPC first thing first. Let me go to the console. Yeah, create VPC here, right? VPC only for name tag, manual input. What is the IPv4 sorry, IPv4 CIDR block which we finalized? This is the CID. I'll just copy paste here, and then no. Let this be everything as default. So, cool. Okay, great. So if you want, you can always tag it like what project you're working on. Let's say Control Shift. That's my project. Okay, and environment, right? If you want to classify what environment you're working on, then that will be what production. Okay. Cool. So let me create a VPC first. Okay, so the VPC is created. Let's see. Yeah, the VPC is created with this CIDR block 10.0.0.0/16. What I did not do is what enable the DNS hostings and resolution. Let me go in actions and edit VPC settings. Then here I have to enable the DNS hostings as well. So DNS resolution, you see, it's by default enabled, but you got to enable the DNS hostings as well. All right, save it. Let me come back here. Control Shift Prod VPC is created now. And in the Control Shift Prod VPC, which is my VPC for Mumbai region, I have to create 3 subnets now. So the public subnet, let me put it here. Let me put it here now. It's the public subnet and the CIDR block, right? Probably we'll start naming it first. The name should be, let me name it as a public subnet, right? Pub hyphen sub, something like that. Pub sub. Yeah. And what's subnet you want to give? It's the name. It's the CIDR block. Okay. So what CIDR block you want to give? 10 dot 0 dot 2 dot sorry, 2.0/24. Okay. So that becomes my sorry. Public subnet 1.0/24. Same we will have to repeat it for private and also private app subnet and because we're going to simulate like a three tier architecture, not exactly three-tier architecture, but let's take their example that you'll have a two, you want to have 3 subnets. Okay, so let's do subnet here. Yeah, so I have this subnet 1, okay, subnet 2, and then subnet. All right, so this subnet, One thing, I'll just change the style here so that it becomes. Okay, we've got three subnets now, and this becomes public. This becomes private app subnet, and this becomes private DB subnet. Okay, so let's start naming prod, right? That's already a app sub. This becomes my DB. So, okay, so public subnet. What is my public subnet? It's this. Okay, so it's in little. Let us see as this. And what's the idea block? The CID block is 10.10 dot. Yes, just right. We'll just change it as of, and then later. Okay, so what name you want to give in this prod pub stuff? This becomes my app sub, and this becomes my DB. Okay, that's it. So we have three subnets. We have to create this three subnets. Like me, because it's a public, so then I would probably mm, change the color just to identify. Or else, let this be as well. Okay. Okay. Mm, excellent. Okay. So let's go ahead and create first three VPC submit. Let's go to the submits now. Let's go and create submit here. Select the VPC first and associate. This is the CID block. What submit you want to give? We decided that public prod pub sub and availability zone. You can select any. So right now I'll select AP South 1A. Okay. What subnet you want to give? 10.0.0.1/24. Okay. So tags, I mean, you can go and still select the project, what project you are working on. Let's say you're working on some control shift project and what tag you want to give, like requirement, whether it's a production or uh, yeah. Cool. So I'm going to create a subnet first, right? The public subnet with this CIDR block 10.0.1.0/24. Boom. Let's go. Did I say something like sorry? Yeah, I'm mistake. So hopefully this goes well. Okay, the subnet is created. Now I'm going to go and create another subnet, which is basically the private, right? The private app subnet, right? Then we go and create a subnet. Let's copy the name of it, right? This is my new VPC, submit my name, and then no availability zone. Again, I'll select availability zone as 2 or episode 1A for that matter by default. CIDR block, let me select the CIDR block 10.0.1.0 slash. Oh, my mistake here. Sorry. I didn't realize I have an extra one here. It should be slash 24. Yeah. So it should be a slash 24. Please ignore as I've been doing really fast here. Okay, let's add a new tag here, project, right? What project you're working on? The project you're working on, control shift, right? So let's say this, then your environment, what environment you're working on? Environment is production. So excellent. So let's go ahead and create the app sub as well with 10.0.1.0 slash 24. What did I do wrong? So it should be 200, right? And there should be 3.0. Again, another mistake. Sorry for that. It's 10.0.2.0. So what we did is that we created a prod app subnet with 2.0, and then we're going to create 3.0 with this uh, private DB subnet. Let's go ahead. Doing good as we speak. Let's go and create another subnet. Let's select this Control Shift pod, if you see the private. Sorry, yeah. So the private prod subnet name, private DB subnet name, and availability zone. Let me put this as AP South 1A and CIDR block, right? Let me just this 10.0 plus 24. Okay, so all right, so let's go and change again the and for the project, right? What project are we working on? The control shift project, and what environment we're working on? It's uh, so let me create a subnet now. So we have three subnets available now. Three subnets, right? Under will not taking a little time. Let's go back and see that's the matter. Really? The subnets third one is not created. The third subnet. I don't know, for some reason. Let's go ahead and create a third subnet now. The private DB subnet, control shift prod, right? That's the name available is on 87.1A and 10.0.3.0 slash 24 block. Uh, this project. And what else? We're on that. Tagging is really important if you want to, because the then the systems, the cloud infrastructure scales out, then the tags helps you out in identifying the service, right? Okay. So production. Excellent. So I'm going to create a VP, sorry, the subnet TV sub on with so and so CIDR block. So the subnet CIDR block and then the name of it. Let's go ahead and create it. What did I do wrong? Seriously? Let me go back here. I might have created them. Why isn't it reflecting? Okay, here it is. I think it's took a little time. Now, private, the name which we gave this one actually. Anyway, so we have in prod, we have three subnets now, public, app, and DB subnets up and running. Now, same we have to repeat for Singapore VPC as well. So that's for Mumbai VPC, right? Same we will have to repeat for Singapore as well. I'll just say, so Singapore, let's name this as prod, right? It's for prod, we'll name it as a dev here. Okay. And okay, so this becomes my dev. Hmm. The subnet. This becomes my 1.1, right? And this becomes my 2.2.0. Cool. Let's go ahead and create the subnet for Singapore as well quickly without wasting more time in it. All right, this CIDR block. This is becoming a CIDR block. Tags. I think we'll create a tag later now. I think you got the point, right? What I'm trying to tell you. So, okay. Sorry about the disturbance. Let's go and create a subnet now. Okay, create a subnet. The VPC is dev VPC. We add a block. Dev pub sub with this availability zone. Let this be as a. Oh, okay. Did I made a blunder? Let me delete this. Okay. Let me replace the VPC here. Okay. So let's go to Singapore. Now let's go in. That doesn't matter. So let this be. I don't know where this came from. Might be the default one. Anyway, let's go ahead and create a VPC now. That's the. So I'm going to repeat the steps to create the VPC and submit for Singapore, which is my dev environment and test environment. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the DNS hostings as well. Done. Then I'm going to create the subnets, right? Three subnets. This is it's called subnet, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to go and create a subnet now. Let's select the CtrlShift dev. You see, subnet name. If you see here, I'm getting only one VPC under this region because that's I've created only one VPC in that region, right? So CIDR block availability zone probably 1A 10.1.0 slash, that's correct, and then 10 dot cool 1.1.0. Second we'll create for the app as well. Let's go and create the app. The name, the block, create. What do you mean by that? Okay. Did I do any? Oh, goodness. I must do something today. Excuse me for that. Yeah. We can just CIDR block, create submit. Let's see if I've created submit. Okay, so two submits are ready. Let's do the third one. This becomes here. Submit name, availability zone, and and CIDR block as well. So let's set the CIDR block to 1.0/24. Okay, so this is the first task we're done with, right? So we're done with this part of it, right? This task is completed, right, with naming and submit separation, right? So we'll go and get to the diagram. Okay, but this part is done. The first task is done, right? This part is done now. Okay, so all right, let's move to the second task, right, where I want to set up an internet gateway for Mumbai region, right? So we'll attach and configure internet gateway, and thereafter we'll see whether we want to do for the map as well. Cool. All right. Thank you very much.